Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. Right, so as usual, let's go through these correspondence games. For these games, we've got a new opponent here from Russia who's challenged me. I believe they're very good at chess in Russia. In these games, we are trying to prove the theory that the Najdorf equalizes against d4 and the Grunfeld equalizes against d4. So let's play the Sicilian heading for a Najdorf. This one has actually frustrated me because my opponent, I think, was jet-lagged and blundered a pawn in the opening. But now I'm struggling to get more. There's a line here that doesn't work. Let's look at a line that doesn't work. A line that doesn't work is bishop here attacking the queen. Queen takes. We fork the queen and rook. Queen back, take the rook, because then we can't rescue the knight. Can we rescue the knight? What if we do this? So what happens is this. There's no time to rescue the knight. I don't believe we can rescue that knight, which is a shame because it would have been pretty. But maybe it gives us ideas for other less sacrificial concepts. So we could play h4 and hope for a swindle, but you know, black's got h6 and black may just be watching this. We could... I kind of like the idea of queen here. But I mean, I think black can just take actually. That might even lose a... Well, it doesn't lose a pawn. Take back. Gotta take. Well, maybe it's actually quite useful. Because now I'm threatening mate, right? I mean, maybe this stops the mate, but feels pretty scary as black because bishop here is coming, but it's not that. You can always block it with a pawn or something. I don't know. I mean, or maybe one of the things I wanted to do is just say just develop. Just develop. You know, the game goes on. That knight's not easy to develop. Come on, should we just develop? I think if we just develop, we're better. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Development seems a good idea. Okay, I know the book move here. You bring the bishop back because the problem is the threat is f4, attacking your bishop. Double attack on the bishop and the knight. So you've got to stop the double attack by bringing the bishop back. Here, I think the book move is to back the queen off, but I'm inclined to take it and just play the inferior endgame just because I like endgames and just because I just think, well, if you keep backing the queen off, you're always... Oh, I see. They want to play fe8, do they? And accept. Oh, well. I don't believe that black's losing that. And I don't believe that black has any claim to win here. So I'm just going to do the pragmatic thing. We'll see what happens. This is the game with Tom. This is a new position to me. This is now the time when we have to actually do something. I've not looked at this at all before this video. Tom's a really good player. So, well, I guess there's always the database. A5 it says. Alright. Let's play A5 and see what we can learn. Okay. This one, I think this is all book, isn't it? We've got to take on E7. Is that right? Yeah, alright. We take on E7 when it all sort of starts to swap down. I don't know, I like knight D5. Why can't you take with a bishop though? Yeah, I like that. We'll play that. It's okay. Okay. We're not gonna rush. We're gonna this one, aren't you meant to play Queen B6? I believe that was my memory. But you know, I suppose Queen B6 is a counter-attacking move. Queen B6 assumes that white doesn't have an attack, or that the white attack can be parried. F5 is the move I worry about. C4 check. King in the corner. Takes, takes. And you just say, I'm not worried. But what here, if instead of rook b1, what if they just go like this? You just take it to you and say, I don't care. Like, as long as that knight's covering h7, you just say, do your worst. It's absolutely appallingly frightening. But you know what? There's only one way to find out, right? So here I think we've done a little shuffle with Keith, and I think by playing this I'm claiming to have made a point that I've gained the move h3, which is an advantageous move. It's a bit petty, but... Well, I suppose the other thing is, what would I rather have the bishop on g5? And I'm sure, well, not sure, but black might play h6, hit the bishop, but then maybe better on e3, having played... So do I want to play a kind of Petrosian structure? Yeah, I think I do. I like Petrosian structures. I like them a lot. I like them a lot. I like the Petrosian in general as white against the King's Indian. Okay. This is the game against Liam. b5, right? What if the knight takes that? You'd play something like the rook. Oh, the knight never takes it, because you just play this and you just break through, or you play the rook. Probably play the rook. It doesn't matter. They're probably both decent. Well, you probably can play the rook, because you can't take an a7 because the queen here then traps the knight. Alright. Okay. Well, you get active on the queen side. That's actually very instructional. You get moving on the queen side. Create pressure. That diagonal, that bishop is a beautiful bishop. Bishop's a beautiful piece. This is a slow manoeuvring game. How about a5 and knight a6? How about bishop e6? How about I think about these moves before starting the video? a5 is a useful move. But then knight here is quite nice, isn't it? It's very... but does it block the bishop? Bit of a traffic jam with the old pieces, isn't there? How about bishop e6, bishop back, and then knight here? Come on, developing your bishop can't be wrong. Ever. Ever. This is the Ian game, so this is really, really intense. So bishop e7 was the natural idea. Takes, takes, takes. Castle. We are out of the woods. What's the threat? I don't know. Queen here. Ooh. Bishop there. Knight here. It's all fine. I mean, I don't know. Bishop here or something. I'm actually struggling to see the problem. I mean, if white doesn't sacrifice there, then white's whole setup looks to be have not worked, because bishop c4 to d5 on the previous move. Here, bishop c4 to d5 would have been a wasted tempo. Still, okay, I don't really understand. Okay, what would I do if I didn't do bishop e7? I suppose I'd do a move like b5, wouldn't I? No, I think bishop e7 is just, it's developing and it's blocking. So, I mean, for instance, if I did b5, takes, 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 you can't go, well, this is going to stop me castling, isn't it? You can play this and defend with a rook. I mean, you can sort of grovel out of it, but I'm not delighted by that. I think bishop e... How can bishop e7 possibly be wrong? It doesn't create any extra risks, I don't think. And, you know, after the sacrifice, I can't castle because the knight hangs. But if it was really bad, if I thought the sacrifice was... If bishop takes is really bad, I think you can play b5 and then use the rook to defend the knight. You know, so if... In a world in which you didn't like this sacrifice, could you play this? Maybe then white can play this. Ugh! Then you've got to play this, perhaps. Alright, well, I think probably this is the route we've chosen. I actually believe black's better here, but I accept that I may be proved wrong, and I know Ian's a really good player, so... We live and learn, right? That's why we play chess. I'm living, I'm sure I'm about to learn. Gary, did you say queen d3? We said queen d3 and we're sticking to it. Queen d3. This one I think you've got to go bishop g7, haven't you, against our friend in Canada. I'm getting better at Horde. I'm watching videos about Horde. I'm learning about Horde. Are we back to the beginning? I think that is all the games, isn't it? That is all of the games. That is my claim. I hope so. So anyway, this tournament, Show the World Your Chess Skill, has started. It has started. It's gone from, it was like 100 and odd yesterday, now it's 240 people are in. So it's very exciting. I am humbled that so many people have joined the tournament. And there's a beautiful win here for this player, I'm not going to try and pronounce, versus Starrow is Best. And as it happens, I think they're both from the Philippines, which is nice. It's a Philippine derby. And so see what you think of this. E4, D5, Scandinavian. Knight F3, which I don't know how, if this is wrong. It's quite an interesting try. It's a sort of gambit. And it worked in this case, right? Let's analyse this, come on. So, I mean, this is, you know, taking the pawn is the best move. But Knight F3 is not a horror. Because, well, after you take, you're meant to go to G5. This person went to E5, which does nominally give black an advantage, but it does create some threats. Black, I understand why black kicked it away. You've got to be a bit careful moving your f-pawn in chess. And queen h5 is the correct move, the engine move. G6 is a natural way to block it. Now taking with the knight is really powerful here, because if you take back with the pawn, then white can take the rook in the corner. But white did something really tricky and amusing. Defended the queen with the bishop. Black thought, understandably, so there's two white pieces hanging here, and actually black can take on e5 and is a lot better. But black took the whole queen. Bishop takes his checkmate. Well played, interesting game, bit of a miniature, but you know, it's early in the tournament. Good luck to both of you for the rest of the tournament. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I'll see you all soon.